else to do at 9 o'clock in the morning. Come and play some jazz, right? Jeez. Who would have done that early in the morning? And you had to drive it.
Yeah.
That's
It's all good.
What time is it this morning?
We're in school at 5.
Oh, that's good. Good. That's what typical jazz musicians do all the time. Except they do that without sleep. So that's hey, thank you so much. It was a great performance. I really enjoyed everything that you played. And so let's talk a little bit about this. Let me put this down here for you first, and then I'm going to get back to this. I want to talk a little bit about what you played and the 3 songs you did. And you got to forgive me here. This is up until this last year, I never needed you. This is my first year that I'm having to deal with this. So that's a sign of age or wisdom. I don't know which. Probably the age part, not the wisdom part. Let me talk about the first song, wrote song. I'm a guitar player. Good job. Wes Montgomery is one of my heroes. So you picked this song by one of my heroes. And so that's great. I know it's not, what Wes is also, I know, Cannonball and all, but Wes gets a lot of credit for this. Nice unison melody from the horn players. One of the things I could comment about that, particularly on you, because you're the lead player in this band, right? At least theoretically. And so when you start getting into the harmonized parts in there, you can come out just a little bit more, because they're dependent on you to kind of like set the standard that they're going to be kind of like underneath you. The unison was really nice. You guys sounded tight and together. And then when they go to the harmony, that's when you can bring it out a little bit more. Just so that the melody starts coming out a little bit more from them. Because they're strong players. And if you don't watch out, they're going to kind of start creeping up on you. So you've got to cover that part. Rhythm section, nice and steady. The groove all the way through for the whole time. Everything was like this, which was really great. That's the best thing you can do for it. Now, what you want to do next is to say, okay, now how can we take this to the next level and start inspiring? Because what you are is you are their cushion rhythm section players. And so what you're giving them is steady time, you're giving them nice harmony, you're giving them supportive comping or accompaniment. And when they do that, that makes them solo better. Now occasionally, this happens to all of us. A soloist starts getting a little bit complacent, and saying, oh yeah, I'm thinking about the baseball game and whatever else. And when that happens, you've got to give them a little bit of a boot in the, you know what, to kind of say, hey, wait a minute, we're playing a gig here. Get yourself up there. And that's when you got to give them a little bit more inspiration. So the time steady has to stay, but now you want to give them that little bit of boost, that inspiration that'll take them to further heights in their playing as well. But very rock steady all the way through. That's the best thing we can say about something like that. I could maybe overall generally add a little bit more dynamics to what we were doing in the first song. It was very like this dynamically all the way through. I did hear at the end, though, as you were doing the outtake of the melody, there was a little bit of dynamic variation in there. Maybe a little bit more of that throughout the tune. And certainly in your solos, don't be afraid to add some dynamic level to what you're doing in the solo. It's kind of like if I'm talking to you at the same dynamic level all the time and you're listening to me and I don't really make any mistake and you can't tell what I'm talking about because it gets kind of boring here and you don't really know what I'm saying, right? But if I've got something to say to you, then you're going to listen to me. Because that first time, I grabbed it. So that's something to think about with dynamics. Second song, nice use of colors. I love that you switched to the flugelhorn. I love that you switched to the clarinet. I love that you put that mute in the trombone because it just dramatically changed the colors of the whole thing. Be careful. When you do that, intonation can get a little bit fuzzy, and it kind of got there a little bit. So that's just one of those things where you got to listen to each other carefully for that to happen. Let's see, rhythm section, again, steady. Very good flugelhorn and tenor unison. Now tell me, you guys sat and practiced that for a while, the two of you together, right? No? Because it was very on, the two of you, when it played you. It was like, the whole goal of doing something like that is to sound like one player and not two players, and you achieved that goal. Intonation was much better on the out chorus. I think that was because you switched back to tenor, and you probably took the mute out, and at that point, it was easier for you to kind of work on that to happen. Nice. Last tune, rhythm section again, nice steady intro. And I love the explosion of the horns when you guys came in. That's what I was talking about. Make that statement. Guitar solo, nice lines. But as a guitar player, I want to hear you bring it out. You know, give me some energy. Vibes. I heard you on that melody out there. Good job. The nice counter between the melody, the way the melody was kind of cascading into each other. Good. So those are some general things that I heard in what you were playing. Overall, a really nice job from all of you. Thank you so much for performing. One of the things I want you to work on a little bit on your solo, one of the things young improvisers have to do constantly is to try and work not only at making a musical statement, but certainly on making the chord changes worthwhile. One of the things I have my students work on at the school, especially the younger semesters when they come in, is arpeggios over chord progressions. So take one of these chord progressions and just kind of like work arpeggios up and down the chords constantly. Sometimes from the root and working up and down. You can then do it from the third, from the fifth, from the seventh. Your teacher can help you with this, finding different combinations of ways you can use these arpeggios. But you can take arpeggios and apply them to the simplest of tunes from the blues to the most complex of tunes to giant steps. And once you start working on them, you'll be surprised how it becomes a part of your playing as you go forward. Generally, great performance. I really enjoyed everything that you did. And Alex, you get the award today.